Great, great. So, Scott, we know you do Home Theater Geeks.
Yep.
We saw you just do new screensavers. But when you were a kid, what did you want to do?
Well, to tell you the truth, when I was in junior high, a friend of mine and I started a little recording thing. I mean, I would call it a company maybe. We didn't really do anything other than record ourselves, but ever since junior high, I've been really interested in audio technology. Later, I got more interested in video technology as well, but for the longest time, I've just been fascinated by audio technology, microphones, recording, different effects, and so on. So as a professional musician, and now with my own recording studio, I mean, that's always been a natural progression for me. So I'd say I've always wanted to be an audio and now a video guy.
Okay, that's great. I always tell a story. When I was a kid, in my basement, I had a studio, and I could broadcast to the lady next door. Only because I ran a wire from my amplifier through the fence into her house.
Okay. I thought you were going to say you had like a 1-watt transmitter or something.
No, it was
not even that.
Not even that. A piece of wire right into her house. And then, so how did you hook up with Leo? We always ask people how they found out about Leo and what was the progression of becoming one of the Twit regulars.
Sure. Well, I had been watching Leo on the Screensavers on Tech TV, and he also did a show called Call for Help. And when Tech TV was on the air, being a geek myself, I gravitated towards it, and I watched those shows. And then I was at CES, and it was 2005, and I had already been going for many years, and I was covering it as a journalist. And I'm walking down the hall, and here comes Leo Laporte. And I recognize him because I'd been watching him on the Screensavers and Call for Help. So being the gregarious fellow that I am, I stuck out my hand and I said, "Leo Laporte, I'm Scott Wilkinson. I'm here covering the show." I forget which outlet I was with at the time, but and he said, "Hey, great to meet you. I'm doing my radio show from here. You want to be on?" And I said, "Hey, yeah, absolutely." Turns out I think it was KFI, the LA radio station.
Right.
And they had set up a whole broadcast booth on the show floor at CES in the central hall, the main hall there. And so he said, "Come on over at this time." And I went over there, and we had a nice little chat on the air. And so that was the beginning. And then he invited me to come up to, at the time, the Cottage. And I sat in with him on the radio show. He and I both did it for about, for the whole 3 hours, basically took questions about home theater and audio and video and stuff. And then at some point, he took a vacation or had to be out of town, and he asked me to fill in for him. And I was super happy to do that. And I did that, in fact, today, because he's off visiting his son.
Right, yeah.
So that's how it started, and that was 10 years ago.
Wow. And then the podcast?
The podcast was, he and I can't remember exactly who came up with the idea first, but we ended up saying, it'd be great to have a podcast about home theater, about audio, video, that sort of thing. And I think it was my idea at first, because I said to him, "You know what? I've got the Rolodex from hell. I've got so many people that I know in the audio video industry who are pretty famous within this industry and or extremely accomplished. And, I could get them to come on the show and do an interview and talk about what they're expert in. It gives the people, the enthusiasts of the world, a chance to hear their people that they've read about for so many years to actually speak and talk about what they're doing. And I interact with the chat room quite a bit, so chat room people get to ask questions, and I pass those along. And so, and it was, we were coming up with a title for it, and it was, who was the woman that was here, the engineer earlier? Colleen. Colleen came up with Home Theater Geeks, and I have to give her credit for that, because that was a great idea. And we're now almost coming up at the beginning of December will be my 6th anniversary for doing Home Theater Geeks.
Great. That is super. And so, oh, by the way, you did solve my problem.
Oh, good.
On there, I went into my Vizio, went into the menu, went into audio, and you are correct. It says fixed with an arrow, and then you hit the arrow, and it says variable. I hit
Boom.
variable. I got exactly what I wanted.
All right. I'm so glad.
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah. You know what? There's something interesting. I'll share it with the chat room with Vizio that they should put something on the front of their TV set or on the front of the instruction book. I got the Vizio home, set it up, hooked it up to the internet. I'm watching it. Suddenly it goes black. I don't know what's going on. 2 minutes later, it comes back on. Then the sound, it is all just totally messed up. Well, I happen to know a couple of people in Vizio PR who don't work for Vizio. And I said, I just bought this. I just spent $600 with tax in New York City.
Yeah.
It's acting nuts. And he said, is it hooked to the internet? And I said, yes. And he said, it's updating. And it just takes, so whatever you're doing, whatever you're watching, when another update comes along, it just takes over the set.
Yep.
And it did. He said it's going to do this for hours. And it did it for like a day and a half. I'd be watching something, watching a show. The show would disappear. 20 minutes later, the show would come back. So once I heard from him, this would be happening, he said, for hours, I thought, well, you know what? Now I'm not worried. And after a day and a half, now it works perfectly.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I kind of wish that some TVs do this. They'll do that automatically, and they'll take over things, and that problem will happen. Others will sort of ask you, do you want to do this now?
yes.
And that's a better way to go, in my opinion.
Yes. And even if it takes it over automatically, it would be wonderful if when you open the box, it said, if your TV acts erratically for the first 12 hours and you're connected to the internet, don't worry, it's automatically upgrading. So,
boy, wouldn't that be great?
Yeah. And now I've had it for, I don't know, 6 or 8 weeks, and it's just great. So thank you for fixing that.
Hey, I solved a problem. I'm happy about that.
Okay. So chat with Celebrity of the Week, we always have some typical questions. One of them is, do you have pets?
I have no pets.
No pets?
I am a dog person. I used to have dogs.
Okay.
My last one was a Samoyed. Beautiful animal. Beautiful dog. But man, oh man, that hair gets everywhere.
I see. Okay.
But I have no pets at the moment, no.
Okay. And then your favorite gadget could be something from the, well, we'll do that as 2 different questions. Your favorite gadget now, and some ancient piece of equipment that literally is worthless, but for some reason you don't want to throw it out.
Oh, okay. When you said ancient, the first thing I thought of immediately was the Antikytherium mechanism. Do you know that one?
No.
Oh, that's an ancient Greek computer. They found it on a shipwreck. I forget exactly where, but it's almost like it's got gears and wheels and stuff, and you it's a computer essentially from like thousands of years ago.
Oh, and you didn't buy that new?
No. But in terms of gadgets that I actually own,
that you love, yeah, you say, boy, I think this is great.
Well, I guess I'd have to say one thing comes to mind is my lava lamp.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, I really like my lava lamp.
Is this one of the originals or one of the new? They're sort of remaking them now.
They are. No, I've got one old one and one that was actually given away as a gift to journalists from a company called Roland, which makes music synthesizers and music equipment.
Yeah, I know that name.
Yeah, a very good name. I used to work for them, actually. And then I covered that industry as a journalist when I first started out as a journalist. And so I went to this press event, and they gave out these lava lamps. And that's the one you see on my set when I on Home Theater Geeks.
Is this on your set?
Oh, there you go.
That you found the Antikytherium mechanism.
Yeah.
There it is.
It's down in the basement of the brick house.
No, sadly not. I wish it were. But anyway, that comes to mind. Certainly my Logitech Harmony remote, I love that.
Now, which one do you have? Because
I've got an older
them...
one. It's the One. It's the Harmony One.
Okay.
And they've since gone on to other things. But I really like the Harmony One. I like the way the buttons are laid out. I like the fact that it's a physical button remote rather than a touch screen. I talked about that on the radio show today. I don't really like touch screen remotes because you have to look at them and they're bright.
Yes.
And make you squint.
Is there any screen at all on the on the remote, the one that you have?
I'm sorry?
Is there any screen on it at all to
There
tell
is.
you what?
There is. It's just a small little screen that provides the labels. Oh, I guess it's a little touch screen. It has a little bit of a touch screen on it. But the main buttons like fast forward, rewind, volume, mute, channel change, that kind of thing, those are all physical buttons that I now know exactly where they are by feel. I don't have to look at it.
Great. Oh, you know what else? The other thing that I love it, and maybe all TVs this day do it on the Vizio, was that the remote, on the flip side of the remote, has a QWERTY keyboard.
Yes, Vizio is famous for that. And I think it's a great idea because with smart TV, you want to be able to enter text sometimes.
Yes, even if it's just your website, you go, select. So, and I'm going, are they kidding? Are they kidding in this day and age?
The thing that really kills me about entering a thing like that is having to, they present you like Netflix or someone, or you're trying to search for something. They present you with an array of letters and numbers, and you have to cursor over them and then click. Just terrible.
Yes,
much better to do with a
mistake,
QWERTY
you have
keyboard.
To click down, then go over to the X and then back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly so.
If that little QWERTY keyboard on the back of that remote.
Very smart. Vizio does a lot of things right. I have to give them tons of kudos.
No, it's great. You didn't. I asked you. Have you seen their 10-foot?
Oh
TV?
yeah. The 120-inch called the Reference Series.
Yes, and they make
amazing.
a 60-inch. Yeah. Well, how big a TV do you have at your home, or TVs?
I have several.
Several, right? Yeah.
I have a 50-inch Pioneer Kuro Plasma, which is now 7-8 years old, but still going great. And then I have a 60-inch wide projection screen, which I use with projectors, obviously.
Right.
And I'm actually gonna roll that guy out. I've been watching the Plasma for a while, but I'm about to get the Epson LS10000 laser illuminated projector into my house for review, and I can't wait to see that thing. That's going to be really amazing.
How big a screen will you use to project?
Well, now that's a good question. I own a 60-inch wide screen, but it's slightly atypical. It's from a company called Screen Innovations. It's called the ClearPix 2. It's actually a woven material which lets sound pass through it.
Oh,
so it's called what's called acoustically transparent. But it's not sort of the standard screen that most people use. So I'm actually probably going to get, at least on loan, a screen from a company called Stewart Film Screen, which is the major screen manufacturer. Not the only one. There are other big ones too, but they're sort of the biggest name. And they have a material called Studio Tech 100, which I love. It works great in a super dark room, which my testing facility, I can make it a black hole in the middle of the day. And it's perfect for that kind of room. Not if you're going to have lights on and have a projector. In that case, you need a different kind of a screen. But for evaluating the quality of the projector, which is what I want to do, this screen will show me exactly what the projector is doing. So that's how I'm probably going to review that. And that's going to be my room is very small. I only have 2 seats, me and my wife. That's it. And so I think I can't get much bigger than 78 inches wide.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. So it's pretty small as screens go. But if I'm sitting 8 feet away, and that's about the right size for high definition. Now we get to ultra high definition, which this projector sort of is. It's what we call faux K, F-A-U-X.
Oh, how funny.
Because it takes 1080p and jiggles the pixels back and forth to sort of simulate 4K. And that's one of the things I'm going to be looking at very carefully, of course.
Oh, okay. So
But-
now is that the same as upscaling? Well, like the Vizio upscales? No, okay.
Upscaling is when the signal coming in has less information than the display can display.
Right.
So, for example, if you get a standard definition picture, say, for example, I Love Lucy, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Which was filmed in standard definition, and you put it into a high definition TV, the TV has to upscale it, has to basically add pixels where there weren't any before. It synthesizes pixels. And so that's what upscaling is. This is a different thing.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it kind of is upscaling, but no, it's not really, because if you get a 4K signal in, it's going to display it as a 4K signal with this weird jiggly kind of thing. If you get a 1080p signal in, then yes, it will upscale it. That's exactly what it will do.
Oh, okay.
But that's just, upscaling is taking a lesser resolution and making it into a greater resolution by inventing pixels in between the ones that are actually in the image.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it actually looks at the picture and says, if there was another line here, it would
look like this. Yes.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's that's pretty ingenious.
It's amazing, and it's amazing how well it works. I've seen in the 4K TVs in particular, they're going to be doing a lot of upscaling because there isn't that much 4K content yet.
Yes.
There are many more TVs than there are 4K content. So a lot of what they're doing is upscaling Blu-ray and HD TV, stuff like that. And it's remarkable how well it works, generally speaking.
I love old movies, and 90% of my viewing is on Turner Classic Movies.
Yeah.
And sometimes it'll upscale a black and white movie that is as good as I think a theater would show it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just...
You're talking about Turner, actually.
Yes, exactly.
Upscaling it before it sends it out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Except Turner needs to do something. Maybe you know about this. Lately, it seems that closed captioning, if I'm working around the house and I can't hit the TV all the time, I turn on closed captioning. Is closed captioning these days being totally done by computers? Because they are talking dialogue, and the typing on the screen is so misspelled. And even on Turner, Dennis and I were watching a Turner Classic Movies early tonight, and I said, how is Turner Classics letting this go by? Because some of these lines don't even make sense. And all I could think of is that a computer is just generating these.
I honestly
is that possible?
I don't know the answer to that. I used to know a guy who did that, who was a closed captioning guy, and he would listen to the stuff and type along. To tell you the truth, that's a good question. I'll have to look into that to see if that's done by computer now. If it's done by a human, making mistakes makes some sense because you're having to type super fast.
But you would think that they would have done it and embedded it along on a separate track so that every time they show it,
it would be correct.
Yeah.
That's a good point, and that was something I was going to mention, and I'm wondering whether or not they did that. I mean, with a news show, of course, you can't do that.
No.
But with a Turner Classic Movie, you should easily be able to take your time and do that, and it's done.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we usually ask the chat room if they have like 2 questions. Is that okay?
Sure.
You have time for that? Okay.
I got the chat room up on a monitor right now.
Oh, okay. Very good. So chat room, I asked all the standard questions we ask when we have a chat room celebrity of the week. So does anybody have an additional question for Scott? Oh, this is interesting. Beef Team, your first stereo.
Yeah, very good. I just saw that. My first stereo was, my very first stereo was a little Panasonic job. It had a turntable. It was sort of an integrated unit. But my first real stereo was a Yamaha receiver and a pair of Infinity RS5000 speakers, which I still have. They use a something like an air motion transformer tweeter. Very nice speakers. and a Yamaha. I think it was a Yamaha turntable, actually, now that I think about it. And that was my first stereo. It was great.
Okay. I had my first big investment when I still lived in Brooklyn with my family was a pair of Electro Voice of the Theater speaker systems. The 707, it was a 15-inch woofer.
That's a big woofer.
Yes, it was big. And then when I moved to, my apartment, I couldn't even fit them in there. But a couple of years later, I just said, "Hey, Ma, what happened to the big speakers?" "Oh, the kid next door, he's always doing me favors." And he went down the cellar and said, "Oh, can I have those speakers?" I said, "Ma, they were $700 each."
Oh, man.
Yeah. Anyway.
Wow. Well, there was
No, go ahead.
Sorry, another question that I saw pass by was where did I grow up? And I'm a native Los Angelino. In fact,
where do you live now, actually?
Which is where I live now. In fact, both my parents are native Angelinos.
Oh my God!
So I'm a second generation. They went to high school in the 30s, early 40s at Hollywood High. Hollywood High School.
Wow,
and,
I think Carol Burnett went there.
Yeah, a lot of famous people did.
I bet.
So yeah, that's where I grew up. I went to school in Santa Cruz, so I came up north to go to college. And I lived in Berkeley for a number of years. But other than that, I've always lived in L.A.
Great. What's your ultimate dream?
My ultimate dream.
Yes. Your own brick house? I don't know. What would it be?
Yeah, actually, my ultimate dream would be to have a radio show like Leo.
Oh, okay.
I love doing it when he's gone. I mean, I couldn't do it like him. He's a unique, one-of-a-kind guy, but I love doing that radio show so much that my ultimate dream would be to have my own radio show.
Oh, okay. And it's funny because earlier, before I asked if people had questions, someone said, "Ask Scott what his feeling is right now after doing the radio show and,
and the new screensavers."
Yes.
Yeah, my wagon's dragging a bit. I'll say that.
Okay.
It's been but I will tell you this. Doing the radio show energizes me so much that during the show, I don't feel tired. I don't eat. I just do the thing. What's that? Time flies. And those 3 hours go by like that, which is why, because I love it so much. I love doing it, which is why my ultimate dream is to do more of it.
No. Okay. I think Leo feels the same way because I know, maybe a year ago, I was on and waiting to go on. And Leo said, "Well, why do I see Dick? Because he's in the third hour." And then whoever was at the board said, "This is the third hour." And Leo said, "I've already talked for 2.5 hours. Is that possible?" So
yeah,
that's someone who just like you feel and like you do is you just are in there doing it and loving it so much you don't even notice the time passing by.
Yeah. Of course, Lawn Dog in the chat room is mentioning my other ultimate dream, which is just to play more music. I mean, I love playing music, and any chance I get to do that, I'm in that same happy place, and time passes very quickly.
Do you mean playing it for people, like as a disc jockey? Or
no. I mean performing on my instruments.
Performing yourself. I'm sorry. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
At the moment, I'm in a Balkan brass band, which is very interesting. The Balkan region, which is Serbia, Bulgaria, Romania, Macedonia, they have an amazing tradition of brass band music with multiple trumpets, multiple euphoniums, which I play, and a tuba, percussion, some singing. And it's all this wild, woolly music that's mostly dance music. And so we play for dances, and these people know all these steps, and it's in all these weirdo times, but it's so much fun. It's so much fun. We just played a gig last week before I came up here.
You should send us a video to play on Giz.
I can probably scare up a video of that. Of course, as you probably know, my wife and I played at last year's Twit New Year's Eve.
Yes, I saw that.
Which was a lot of fun. But yeah, any chance I get to play music, I will do it. Absolutely, no question about
Perfect. Perfect. Everybody getting ready to be married in the LA area. What's the name of your band?
it. Well, I don't have a band per se.
Oh,
I
okay.
play in a bunch of different bands. If you're getting married and you want a wild Balkan dance band, the name of the group is Rakia, Rakia, which is the name of a plum liqueur made in that area.
Oh, okay. Do you have a website with stuff like this?
Rakia, I think it's RakiaBrassBand.com. I think that's what it is. Rakia. I think it's RakiaBrassBand.com. I'll have to double check. I don't have my computer right here, but
Dr. Mom is saying, Scott, my daughter's getting married in San Diego. Do you play San Diego?
oh, I'd go down to San Diego, sure. That's a
there
couple
it is.
hours drive. I'd need to probably go get put up for the night, whatever. But
yeah,
my wife and I have a duo, which we saw at Twit, and we've played a number of weddings and bar mitzvahs. And
wait, we're seeing you, Scott. Is that you?
what's that? Oh, there I
You
am.
got-
Oh, look at that,
you got the
Rakia Brass
monitor?
Band. You found the website,
Yeah,
and there's me. There in that picture. Yep.
perfect. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Jamma B got that for us.
Yay, Jammer B.
Yes. Well, Scott, if you email me, we do this for anybody who is chat room celebrity of the week. So if you want the current issue of Mad Magazine, if you want one of those 35-year-old Alfred E. Newman pictures that Warner Brothers said, never make these again, but we have some of them.
Oh, that makes it all the more valuable then.
It does. They have not been printed in 35 years. I will send you each. So just Jamma B will give you my email address, and I will get them out to you. Scott, this was so great that you took the time to do this after doing 3 hours of radio and an hour and a half of new screensavers.
Hey, I'm always happy to talk to you, Dick.
And now I know you have a wedding that you have to play at in the next town.
That's right.
So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Scott Wilkinson, thank you for being chat room celebrity of the week. You see, at my studio, things are very high tech.
Very high tech. I like that thing.
All right, Scott, thanks. This is great. All right, so that was super, wasn't it? This is Scott Wilkinson Day at the Twit Brick House. So
Indeed.
we're going to do just a couple of match game questions. And then I'm going to do a little video. Okay. So I just got back from SEMA, which is the Specialty Manufacturers Specialty Equipment Manufacturers Association. It's everything to put on your car after you buy it. The first time I ever went there, and it's way more motor driven than I would have thought. There weren't like tons of gadgets, but there was every conceivable muffler, radiator, truck bed insert, truck bed mattress. So what I did, fuzzy dice. You know, Dr. Mom, I'm sure there were. And packed, worse than CES. You could hardly move. But in the press room, I was saying how crowded it was. And Della, one of the press people there, said, you know, you can get a nighttime pass. Would you like that? And I said, I would love that. So she gave me a 7 to midnight pass so that I could walk through. And what I thought was, keeping Giz Fiz in mind, I just took my little camera and just walked around and just talked. And so it's a little, I think it's like 11 minutes video of SEMA after dark. So I'll do a couple match game questions. And then, John, can we play that video? I sent you a link.
We can.
We can. Okay.
And I want to introduce another match game contestant, our new studio engineer, Kara Coles, first time on camera. The lights don't reach all the way back there, but she's going to be playing match game with me.
Oh, great. You have something to write on?
Yep, we're ready.
She's all okay. She's all set. Okay, very good. Bernie got drunk and had his blank bronzed. Bernie got drunk and had his blank bronzed. How drunk was he? Okay, let's see. I'm going to make up my answer. You'll try and match me. Bernie got drunk and had his... Oh, okay. Mine is a little weird. We're getting, let's see, sneaker, nose, pants, eyebrows, baby shoes, tongue, big toe. Now, so far, no one's matched me. Had his wife bronzed. Bernie got drunk and had his blank bronzed. John, your answer is his foot bronzed. Okay.
Kara.
And
Dog.
oh, his dog bronzed.
Okay.
Okay. My answer was had his hair bronzed. So we have no matches. Well, head, we'd have an argument with the stoic squirrel. We would have an argument with the judge over hair and head. And the judge would say, hair is not head. Bah. You don't match. Frida said, Fred said to Frida, I bet we're the first ones to ever blank all the way through a car wash. Fred said to Frida, I bet we're the first ones to blank all the way through a car wash. How Frida was she? It doesn't always work, Eric Duckman. Fred said we're the first ones to blank all the way through a car wash. All right, I have my answer. Tweet. Now, there's a modern day answer. We're the first ones to tweet all the way through the car wash. Shower. Make out. Smooch. Argue. Oh, that's a funny idea. Meerkat. Must be Jeff in the chat room. If Jeff was here, Eric, you would match him. Okay, Jammer B. Fred said to Frida, we're the first ones to blank all the way through the car wash. And Jammer B said,
Kiss.
Kiss. Okay.
I was showing it to myself.
Oh, okay. And
Kara says,
Kara?
smoke.
Oh, smoke. That would be very tricky. Oh,
you got all the windows up anyway.
It's true. My answer was dance all the way. Oh, I see. I didn't picture them being in a car.
Oh.
I mean, that was. That was not said.
How else do you go through a car wash?
Dancing.
I guess.
Okay. Okay. James Bond said, you can't tell it from my movies, but I'm afraid of blank. Oh, great. Thinking music. Excellent.
I found it.
James Bond said, I know you wouldn't know it from my movies, but I'm afraid of blank. I love it. I'm afraid of the number 7. That's very funny. James Bond said, I know you wouldn't know it from my movies, but I'm afraid of... All right, I've got an answer. All right, Jammer B. James Bond said, you wouldn't know it from my movies, but I'm afraid of... Ladies. Okay, you matched quite a few people in the chat room. And women, that's a match. Kara, match. I said, I'm afraid of driving. A lot of women, tuxedos, heights, gazelles. We always need a gazelle. I'm afraid of the dark is very funny. I'm afraid of Q. That's very funny. All right, one more. Politically incorrect, but we didn't care in those days. Horrible Hannah. Smelled so bad.
How bad did she smell?
Even the man who ran the blank asked her to get away. Horrible Hannah smelled so bad, even the man who ran the blank asked her to get away. Very good answers going by there. Oh, you guys got good answers. Very good answers. Horrible Hannah smelled so bad. Even the man who runs the blank asked her to move away. The drive-in projector? Okay. The old cheese factory? The fish market? Oh, my God. Match. All right. John, Horrible Hannah smells so bad. Even the man who runs the blank asked her to move away.
I was confused with the last episode.
No. Kara?
Dump.
The dump is good. My answer was the porta potty sucker outer. And we got it. Eric Duckman said the porta potty vacuum truck.
And the cesspool cleaning company, that counts.
And the cesspool cleaning. Yeah, the cesspool cleaning company. Myra
Oh,
Jones.
wait. Let's go to the judges. Porta potty, cesspool.
Judges, cesspool, and it's not a match. No, the judge is very mean. Judge Richard Dawson used to have such fights. The judge was usually Ira Scutch, who was the producer of the show.
Doesn't sound quite right.
No, and Richard Dawson and he used to have terrible fights, and sometimes Richard Dawson wouldn't talk to him for a week afterwards. Okay, so we're going to go watch the little SEMA video, and if you recognize some of the cars that are here, type them in the chat room, or if you own some of the cars that were here, a lot of trick cars and a lot of old cars. So let's go to SEMA. Dick DeBartolo, Mads Menace, try to end the GizFiz one take theater here at GizFiz.tv. So you know what? We're at SEMA, the Specialties Equipment Manufacturers Association, SEMA. It looks like the Mazda died. Okay, we're actually here after hours. They gave me a special after hours press pass. So I'm roaming around, but finding that a lot of the stuff, I didn't realize this is an easy way to protect the booze at night, is just to cover everything up. Excuse me. But they can't cover up some of the weird stuff. This is Boss Speakers. The speaker company. So this show is for everything you can hang on your car, your truck, your SUV after you buy it. A lot of security stuff. Should we fake them out and take something? Those are rear view. Those are mirrors with built-in dash cams. What is this? Is this, anybody remember what car this is? Kind of weird, isn't it? Walking around. Let me see.
Looks like a taxi to me.
Yeah.
At least the color.
Anything at the front of this. Oh, I guess they took the signage away. But take a look at that. Not a Hudson. Was it a Kaiser? Nifty. All right. See anything you like? A lot of horns. This is the Horn Blaster booth. They weren't doing demos. So let's check out this Triumph motorcycle. It's triple speed. I like that. Oh, you know what else? I like this. I like the fact that I won't fall over too much because this is a three-wheel guy. Pretty nifty. How about these guys? How would you have this is a bike. The thing is a bicycle. Not a bike as in bicycle. Express. It's not the movie I remember. Not a Tucker. Okay.
Wow.
This is an MG.
This is Liberace material right here.
So like the entire car is like
this
chrome.
This is cosmic chrome. Look at these things. All right, we have another motorcycle over here. Oh wow, this one has two wheels. Not for me. Not for me.
All right, what car is this, folks?
And
Is this a
guy,
Dodge?
I remember this. Cal induction.
Looks like the car they used to use in the Avis ad where
That's a
they
Super Sport Camaro.
A Camaro? Okay.
Super Sport.
Empty
Super
aisles.
Sport. Okay.
Kind of spooky in a way. This is BMW Performance. And you know, the less gadgets you have on a car, the faster they go.
Camaro SS.
So I guess this is kind of the ultimate lightweight car right here.
Chevelle Super Sport.
I guess you have to bring your own chair if you buy this. It does have a steering wheel. No engine though. I wonder why they had a gas tank and no engine. I'm not exactly sure what this is proving, but it's proving that people stop and look.
It's great gas
This
mileage.
is called
You're right.
Aquarius.
This is neat, isn't
A
it?
one-of-a-kind custom car. As you can see, this guy is pretty slick. Those tires, fenders all the way down to the floor.
Lots of luck changing a tire.
Let's see. James Hetfield and Rick Dorr present Aquarius. We present Aquarius to Dick DeBartolo, the GizFiz. Pretty spiffy. The devil car, the devil car. Ah!
Now, are these balls in the engine to keep debris out, right?
Oh. I'm sure some car enthusiast can tell me why they leave the balls in here. I guess so nothing can fall down into the block. Let's see, it's Tuesday night, unveiling Wednesday. Nah. I was here with a lot of people. I don't want to get in trouble. This is a big show, though. I mean, this is one of 4 halls. GoPro, look at GoPro. They have a huge booth here. Looks like the camera's
Oh,
blowing
George
it out
Barris.
'cause it's,
Yes, I know that name.
backlit quite brightly. Look, I always amaze me how close to the ground these cars travel. Toyo tires. Alright, I'm just going to do this a little bit more. PPE, diesel performance. So you need a new engine for that car of yours? Interested in some horsepower? Take a look at these guys. Holy cow.
I think you need to replace that belt.
The belts alone will cost you $800 to replace.
I would expect larger tires on a car with an engine that size.
All right, some more cars. Oh. Nice. Wow. Wow. Taxi! And then we have the Black Ops 4x4. This is from Race Ramps. I think it's Race Ramps downstairs has big granite fake stones that if you want to show your car off or your truck, you can drive two of the wheels up on these fake stones and then people can have a look underneath it. A little weird. Oh, Corvette, look at this guy.
What year, folks? What year Corvette?
Yeah. Not Viagra. It is these instant tents that you can build. Instant shelters. All right, well, this is kind of fun. A little bit on the spooky side. Only got stopped once. Hey, the show's closed, fella. No. I said, I have a pass till midnight. Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
56?
Well,
Mid to late 50s, okay.
Around. Okay, Dickie, how would you like to work at this booth? Hey, Murray, do me a favor. Do an inventory. Write down the name of all these exhaust pipes. Okay? Can you do that for me? Okay? Yeah. And the ones in the front, too. And these. And the black ones.
Yeah, shine
and
those
color
pipes.
ones. And this humongous guy.
You could build an organ. It does look like a pipe organ.
Unbelievable. I need it in an hour. This is pretty neat. This is Loose Customs. Their 1964 Ford Thunderbird. And it looks like the consumer version of the Batmobile. Doesn't it? Really, really gorgeous. How do you like the grill on this guy?
That, I think, was a Buick. A motorized pipe organ.
Boy, cars were big in the old days, weren't they? Whoa. Let's look at the
And
trunk
Buick has
of
always
this.
had those portholes on the side.
Wow.
This is a lot of metal on this guy.
Whoa. Pretty neat.
Oh, Studebaker? No, I don't think it was a
Hash
Studebaker.
Automation, Haas, H-A-S-S. And this machine, wow, this machine, I think it's a yogurt maker. Let's see. Oh yeah, cherry vanilla, pineapple fluff. Yeah, nice. Cone, you put your cone, you put your cone down there. Actually, I guess that you spray it out of this nozzle.
It's a,
I have no idea what it is.
a lathe. Okay.
Well, whatever I don't know whatever it does, but it does a lot because it's $89,995. It's your CNC turning center with Y-axis. Like we didn't know that. Total Man's Menace Writer and the GizFiz One Take Theater here at GizFiz.tv. Bye.
And there you have it, $35 a pound. Yes. Comfy said, that's a relief. I thought it might be 90,000. Anyway, it's kind of fun. It was, like I said, much less gadgety than I would have thought. And you know, like when you go to CES, there are 50,000 people selling cell phone cases and another 50,000 people selling external battery charges. Well, here you have everybody selling dash cams, everybody else selling a different way to coach your car. There was Avery, the people who make labels, Avery, Avery something. Who knows the people who make labels? You know, Staples carries all their papers. Anyway, they sell complete Avery Dennison. Thank you, Beef Team. They sell kits to completely change the color of your car. Or you can design a pattern that you want your car to be and then just paste it on your car. And they had professional people there, of course, doing that. A friendly reminder, Patreon. Oh, thank you. Beatmaster is always so good. Plugging the GizFiz show. By the way, the GizFiz show this week is back to Thursday at 7:30 East Coast Standard Time, 4:30 Pacific Standard Time. Avery Dennison, it is. All right, so that's a little look back of the SEMA show. All right, so we're this is almost an hour already, so we will, train time, Dale. We're going to do a little wrap up here. So any questions, chat room? We'll do a couple minutes of questions, and then have to thank Scott again for being chat room celebrity of the week. Is that your building in Google Street View that has to go up on the roof? I don't know. I'll have to go look. HO? No, I went on Google Street View. I wonder if you can see my trains in the backyard. I do not like to chew gum. I've had too many cavities, and I'm always afraid if I chew gum, I'm going to pull one of them out.
What's going on upstairs?
Oh, Charlie, Dennis. We need a Charlie fix. I forgot all about Charlie. Oh, that's very funny, Dave. There were several of them. Dave asked, was there a pine tree air freshener display at the car show? There was, and I think they had an automatic one that you hung in your car. It was like big and thick, and I think maybe it kept renewing itself, or you filled it once a year. But that's very funny. The pine tree air freshener. Maybe you had to have travel in a New York City taxi to remember them. They look like a Christmas tree. Not the street view. Check Google Earth and see if you can zoom in on your backyard. Oh, that's a good idea. I hear footsteps. You wish Leo was here to chat with us? He'll be back tomorrow. Dennis, is that you? Charlie. I hear a door. Ladies and gentlemen. Ta-da! It is. Oh, Charlie, even Jamma B knows your theme song. Hey, Charlie. Charlie Bear, Charlie. Okay, Charlie. Okay. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you. Charlie, they even played your theme song. Wow. That was great. Thank you, Jamma B. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that will be this version of GizFiz Live. Mark Goodson, Bill Todman, Myra Joyce, early PM show, GizFiz early PM show. Mark Goodson, Bill Todman, Jammer B, Alex Gumpel, Dick DeBartolo, Myra Joyce, Charlie the dog. Presentation. Bye. Bye, Travis. Thanks, Beatmaster. Oh, we got the theme. Good. There we go. Bye. Take care, everybody. See you Thursday.
Didn't you say you were going to thank Scott? You said you're going to thank Scott one more time.
And Scott. Oh, Scotty's still there.
I'm sitting here eating my sandwich.
Oh, okay. Very good. Thank you, Scott. Don't
My
forget
pleasure.
To email
Good to
me.
see
I'll
you.
get you your photo and your mad. Thank you all, and we'll see you Thursday night, and we'll see you back here for GizFiz PM next Saturday night. Jamma B, thank you for doing GizFiz PM.
My pleasure.
Bye.
Bye.